Good morning, YouTube. How y'all doing today? It's a glorious day here in Salt Lake City. The temperatures are starting to cool off just a little bit. It's still getting up to the 90s in the middle of the day, but in the mornings it's like 50. You can definitely tell the seasons are changing. It's starting to feel like winter's right around the corner. As I mentioned in my last video, it's been a year since Celica and I moved out here. It's flown by. I'm gonna get into a recap of this past year, but before I do that, I wanted to post this quick video talking about something I addressed in the last video I posted: consistency in skateboarding. And it really can be applied to consistency in anything. So for those of you who watched my last video, I was talking about how important consistency is in skateboarding. Specifically, I said I wanted to set out a goal of skating 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and then taking a day off on Sundays. Since that video, I have kept up with that. I've skated every day except for Sundays. And some of the days I was only skating for 20 minutes, maybe even just 15 minutes before I had to go to work. And 1 or 2 days when I had off, I was skating for a couple of hours. But the important thing is I stuck with it. And I think the biggest challenge for me was stopping after 15 minutes or 20 minutes when I knew I had to go to work, because I would just start to get into a rhythm. But it's okay, that's just the way it is. That's the way it's gonna have to be if I'm on a tight, limited schedule. And I think it's still better than having not skated at all on those days. During those days of skating, I wanted to give myself a challenge and not just focus on the tricks that I can already do, but I wanted to relearn a trick that I haven't done in a few years, probably 2, maybe 3 years. I wanted to relearn 360 flips, or tray flips, whatever you want to call them. And I had an idea for a video calling it Relearning 360 Flips at the age of 36. And I really wanted to land that before I turned 37. Well, long story short, I didn't actually meet that goal, but I did relearn the trick. So each day that I skated, I did a couple warm-up tricks, like pop shove-its, backside shoves, 180s, even some kick flips. And I also tried a little bit working on my 360 flips. And I could get the rotation down, but I had a real hard time getting both feet planted on the board when I was landing it. And if I did commit to putting both feet on the board, I would often land primo and it wouldn't completely flip, which was kind of annoying. I think part of the problem was my board is getting pretty worn out now. The grip tape is not very grippy, so I had to flick extra hard, which kind of threw off my muscle memory of the trick a little bit. But I plugged away at it every single day. And the first day was a little bit rough, but I got a couple of consistent flips where it was at least coming all the way around and I was getting 1 foot down on it. I just went across the street. There's a church across the street from my house with a nice little paved area with some picnic tables and stuff. And it's a nice little spot to practice flat ground without getting hassled, and it's convenient because it's right across the street. I ran out of time though, and I had to go to work. I gotta call it quits. I gotta go to work. So I tried it again the next day. And I want to add that I haven't actually been filming every single day that I'm skating, because some days I literally had like 15 minutes to get on my board, and I didn't want to have to deal with the extra time it would take to set up a camera and all that stuff. So I don't actually have clips of every single day, but believe me, I've been skating every day. So anyway, the next day was kind of similar, same window of time before I had to go to work. Again, the most frustrating part is that I just got warmed up and then I had to quit right when I was getting warmed up. Rinse and repeat. I did the same thing a couple more days, and I felt like I was getting closer. knew I really needed a good day off. I was hoping to land this trick before I turned 37, and I just couldn't stomp the landing, unfortunately, before that happened. But I didn't let that get me down. I had a couple days off, the day after my birthday, and I knew I could really focus my time on landing this trick. So I found a nice smooth place to skate. I went to an empty tennis court by a high school. There's nobody there. By the way, if you ever want to practice flat ground skating, an empty tennis court or an empty basketball court is a great place to do it. It's nice and smooth. Concrete's actually kind of soft, and it's wide open, and usually there's no cracks or pebbles or anything. So I went there and I let the battle begin. I gotta be honest, I thought this trick was gonna come back to me quicker than it did. I spent several hours there and I would be all over the place. I would land really close with 2 feet on the board, but just a little bit too much weight in front, or I would land primo, or I would land with just 1 foot on, or the rotation would just be completely off. Obviously, my consistency in that trick is not very good since I haven't landed one in 2 or 3 years. But I stuck with it, and I was getting pretty close. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I noticed my board wasn't rolling as it should. One of the wheels was just stuck, and I was like, oh, I guess my hardware got a little tightened on that bolt. And I looked down, and one of my bearings is completely shot. Ah, are you serious? Well, I think that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I got a blown bearing. Yeah, one of the bearings on the back wheel just blew out, and the ball bearings started to spill out, and I thought, all right, well, that's it. That's the end of this session. Oh, there's all the bearings. 1, 2, 3. And something just kind of snapped in me to say, you know what? No, we're gonna land this. No more excuses. You've already taken a week to try to get this trick down. And once the ball bearings came out of the wheel, it could actually roll a little bit better, even though I was basically skating with just 1 bearing and 1 wheel. So maybe it was anger, maybe it was determination, but I was like, screw this, I'm landing this trick today, busted bearing or not. We're gonna land this. We're gonna land it. Whoa. That was it. Yes! Oh, we're counting it! Yes! Oh, I'll try 2 to make it true, but I don't care, even if I don't. Yeah! Oh! Yes! Thank you, Jesus. Yeah! A little foot shuffle. That's it. Plenty of water. Can we get one just a little cleaner? That's a wrap, folks. That's a wrap. And with a busted bearing nonetheless. And there you have it. I actually landed a 360 flip. I landed a couple 360 flips that day. So that was really encouraging. I think that was a great lesson of perseverance, even with the busted bearing. And it just goes to show, I've said this before, guys, but anything you put your mind to, you really can accomplish it. Sometimes stuff gets in the way, and you just gotta adapt and make it work and find the time to make it work. And if things are not going well, or they just completely fail one day, don't give up. Try it again the next day. Speaking of trying things again the next day, the very next day after that, I wanted to get back out. I wanted to land a couple more to keep it consistent. Since I'd landed a few, I felt like they were kind of fresh in my system, so I should be able to land some more the next day. So I went back out to the same spot, and I wish I could say it was easier, but honestly it wasn't. It was another struggle. But after spending several hours again, I was able to get a couple of decent ones, but not as clean of a landing as I was hoping for. Maybe my expectations were just a little bit too high. I thought it'd be real easy. I'm counting it. Hopefully going forward, they'll become a little bit more easy and a little bit more consistent. Well guys, thanks for watching this video. I promise the next video, I know I said this already, but I promise the next video is gonna be a No, you're good, man. Right? Christian, yo.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Talking about consistency, I know I've been lacking there, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna do my best to get that video out as quick as I can. Thanks guys for sticking with me. Hope you're having as awesome a day as I am. I'm headed up to work right now, but it's been a beautiful day. It's a great way to start the day off with you guys. And I mean, look at this. How could it not be a beautiful day? Get outside, guys. If you haven't been outside in a while, just get outside. Go for a hike. Go skating. Go biking. Enjoy the summer while you can. Until next time, keep progressing in everything you're doing. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like and a comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.